What's up, Raiders? Bionic here. Welcome to a Raid Shadow Legends video, which is going to be an account showcase of another free-to-play player who has reached Arbiter. Alright, so I like doing these because they give you guys some examples as to what is possible. Now, a lot of you focus on, oh, they have some OP champions or they do not or whatever, oh, they got a Valkyrie, whatever, right? So yeah, I get that part, but don't forget, as free-to-play players, you still have to do the grind. You still have the problem of the gear. You still have the problem of low energy. If anything, you still have to kind of try and appreciate the amount of work that is needed to accomplish this as a free-to-play player, okay? So by giving you guys some examples, then you sort of know what can drastically change your account as well. A lot of these players also, what ends up happening is that they're going to get some of these OP champions towards the end. In this case, however, this player has gotten a good champion early on. So it was, we could say, maybe relatively easy because he got his counterattack champion very early on, okay? So I think he told me he did this in about 133 days or 32. I'm a little bit late in showcasing his account. That's totally my fault, you know, because this thing called real life and we have a lot of shite to do. So let's jump right in, you know, let's look at the champions. Let's look at what made this possible. So at first glance, you can kind of see it is a free-to-play account. There's not a ton of legendaries in here, right? He does have, oh my god, he does have 2 Bad-El-Kazars. Very nice. I mean, that's great. You can definitely use both to some extent. I'm also seeing here some of the perhaps good rares, right? So he's doing his homework. He also has a second counterattack champion, all right? So he has the Skull Crusher and the Valkyrie, and he did tell me the Valkyrie he got early on, like I said, in the beginning, all right? About 2 months into the game. But he said some of his MVPs were Zargala, Kale, and Tyrell, all right? Which is some pretty good champions to have, of course. Decrease attack A1. I still don't have mine after 16 months. A miscreated monster, also probably the equivalent of a legendary, such a good champion to have very early on, and at least 1 cold heart. He also pulled a mausoleum mage. He did perhaps use the armiger, that's nice, and of course here's the arbiter. Now he started working on her now that he has her, of course, right? Also has the ultimate Gaelic, which he told me he used for the spiders, so the combo of ultimate Gaelic and cold heart is really important for that. We also have a frozen banshee down here. So gear-wise, nice. He's got the Bad-El-Kazar in a stalwart set with some defense percent. So I assume this guy is being used in the clan boss. Started filling out the skills, of this one being one of the most important. Then we've got the masteries. Oh, not even done. All right, so, you know, work in progress, but that is totally normal. We do have a very nice Valkyrie right here with probably some really good stats. 171 speed, perfect. He knows his stuff. 6,000 defense, very good overall. So because he has the Bad-El-Kazar, he can kind of afford to not have her in a Lifesteal set, right? The skills are not done. Wow, did he really get that lucky? All into the one skill that he needed. Very nice. Masteries, Zargala in probably, yeah, as offensive as possible, used as a nuker, maybe in some dungeons, probably the arena. Skills are done, masteries are done. We've got the miscreated monster with the masteries done. Are the skills done? Not quite, but this one is. That's nice. It's kind of what you want, this one as well. Okay, so very good. Here's the gear. He has this in crit rate, HP percent. We've got HP right here, HP right here, HP right here. Some speed on the boots, very good. The Tyrell, also not in a Lifesteal set. Again, you can afford to do this with the big shield from Valkyrie and the stalwart set from Bad-El-Kazar. So I like this because typically you'll look at this and you'd assume it's Lifesteal all around, right? But he's changed his strategy because he has these really good champions, okay? So that's why it's important to showcase these accounts. Everybody's going to do it a little bit different, because their accounts will be enabled to a different set of builds, if I could say it that way, right? Because he has, like I said, these champions. Okay, so let's keep going. We've got the skills, masteries all done. The cold heart, probably really fast, good amount of accuracy, good amount of, good amount of HP, just good enough, right? We don't really care about the attack on this champion. Then we've got defense, accuracy right here, defense right there. Perfect, well played, sir. You know your stuff. And like I said, masteries. Okay, Kale, what do we got? We've got War Master, so this guy was definitely used against a clan boss. Now he has the Frozen Banshee, right? So probably going to replace this guy if it's not already done. Speed, just right. Also, not in a lifesteal set. Right, I like it. Very good. Then we've got an Apothecary. This is so good to have on any account. I assume he got this maybe part of the last fusion or the one before. I forget, but he was available not too long ago. So definitely get your hands on this guy if you can, okay? Pay attention to those fusion events. Mausoleum Mage, full speed ahead probably as much as possible, right? Also, eventually you might want to pump a lot of resistance on this guy. This guy is really, really good in the arena, especially tag team arena. That's where I'm using mine right now. Also with my Seer as a guy that's going to enable Seer to nuke a lot better because of all these buffs right here. Okay, so one skill right there, the right place, good job. Masteries. Okay, was using him probably against clan boss for a while. Maybe still is. We'll see. Probably not though. Okay, Armiger. I assume maybe he used him a little bit for the missions, some of the dungeons perhaps, right? So defense, crit rate, right? Yeah, crit rate. Then we've got some speed right here. Skills, all done. Masteries, not needed. Then we just started working on the Arbiter. This doesn't really matter at this point. It's not what we're here for. We also got the Skull Crown. Very nice. So, good nuker. This could be your farmer as well, but I don't think... Yeah, it could be. Maybe if you're hitting hard enough, all you need really is to one-shot those waves, so you don't need to be that fast, but I'm not sure if this is enough or consistent because he doesn't have the 100% crit rate. Skills? Not done. Not a priority, I'd assume, right? Ultimate Gaelic, same thing. Yeah, so you had to book this? Or no, okay, he made it without booking this, so we'll see what his teams looks like for the dungeons. We've got a Royal Guard, so really nice. Like, obviously, he has some good epics, but again, over the course of a couple of months, you can definitely get some of these, right? So I assume, yeah, he has a couple more epics in here, but he got some of the good ones, so good for him. Like I said, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't, and sometimes you get lucky towards the end. Like he said, his Bad-El-Kazars was all towards the end, all right? So it's not like he used that to progress, aside from, like I said, the Valkyrie, all right? Okay, let's keep going. Frozen Banshee, another work in progress, so all completely done. Working on the masteries, then we've got an Elder Skarg. Skarg? Yeah, Skarg, this guy. Thalia is also pretty nice, but I assume he's not really using these champions right here. And then, looks like food. We've got an Umbral Enchantress, probably going to use her to some extent. So again, he knows his stuff. Good, he maxed out the right skill, or he got lucky, rather. Some speed, so probably used as a dedicated CC champion. Perfect, very good. And so the rest is all food. All right, so let's keep going. Starting with come on. Oh my god. The Great Hall. Perfect. All into accuracy for magics, which is perfect for your starter champion like your Kale. Increase those poisons. So this is what you want. Okay, so well played in accuracy again for pretty much all the rest, as well as defense. Very good. Okay, he knows his stuff. He played well. So again, even though he is free to play and got some good champions, at least he knew what he was doing. I love it. No, enough with the deals. We don't want them. All right. Next, where are we at? Let's check Faction Worlds real quick because this is an easy one. All right, so he's progressing, doing his best with whatever he has, but obviously not a focus. So eventually he can work on this a little bit more. What about the campaign? Did he progress Nightmare? A little bit, but again, probably not a priority. Now he has Valkyrie and Bad-El-Kazar, so I assume this is going to be relatively easy for him to try and complete. Dungeons. All right, let's see right here how quick this is. Less than a minute. Yep, sounds pretty normal. Less than a minute in here. Minotaur, probably have less than a minute. Perfect. So typically this is what ends up happening, right? After completing all the missions, getting to Arbiter, you usually have some pretty solid teams for all of this content. But here's what we really want to see. The level 20 dungeons. We've got 4 minutes and 53 seconds. Not too bad at all. Now he's got the Arbiter in there, of course, okay? So this changed obviously a little bit, but you can still see that he used probably a miscreated monster, maybe the Bad-El-Kazar to some extent. Maybe before he got the Bad-El-Kazar, maybe he used something else like maybe the Mausoleum Mage. We've got the Tyrell and of course the Valkyrie, which probably was his MVP for most of the content, right? Okay, let's keep going. Spider. I think he told me this was with the Cold Heart and the Ultimate Gaelic. We've got the increased attack. So I wonder who he used for the increased attack. prior to this. Unless he kind of just banked on the fact that Ultimate Gaelic buffed himself and only kind of skipped the first round of HP burn. Because that's a way to do it as well. It's a little bit more complicated, but it works, especially if you have somebody that's very tanky and that can kind of like, you know, keep you alive for this to happen, okay? So overall, very nice. Pretty standard team, right? Again, reusing the same champions. This is really what we want to see. Decent time as well. Let's look at the Dragon, a minute 55. Yeah, of course, you know, right now with the Bad-El-Kazar, then we've got the not Mausoleum, but Miscreated Monster, Zargala, and the Cold Heart. Okay, so this is a pretty standard team as well right here with the champion that he has. And finally, the Fire Knight. What did we use? We went with the counterattack method, of course, and it's the strong affinity. So this is really good, as well as having some sustainability, sorry, with the Mausoleum Mage. Zargala. Don't sleep on Zargala for the Fire Knight. I used her as well for some time because of that triple hit A3, okay? So it's really good. Then we've got the Cold Heart, of course, here once again, for those big hits and that turn meter reduction, okay? So pretty good. He did well. Very nice, as like I said, of reusing the same champions. Okay, now let's jump into the arena. We want to see where he is at with all this. Battle log. No, I want to see his defense team. Perfect. So exactly what I predicted. The Umbral Enchantress is being used as his dedicated CC champion. So full speed ahead right now. Then we go CC, then we go into the counter attack, as well as protecting ourselves against enemies buffing themselves with the passive, and then we've got our nuker. All right, team power is relatively low, but then again, he's got a low Arbiter and a low Umbral, so he's going to be probably working on that quite a bit. So maybe we can try a run after all this. And now we want to see also Tag Team Arena, right? Because this is the big new feature. What kind of teams does he have in here? So we've got Arbiter, our CC champion, our nuker, and then a single target hitter. Then we've got the Skull Crown with the speed. Yeah, perfect, playing here with the Apothecary for a little bit more speed, counter attack. So he's spreading some of his good champions around. You have to do this if you want to have a solid tag team or tag teams right for the tag team arena overall. And then we've got here the Miscreated Monster. So this is kind of like the tanky team. Probably everybody ends up doing something similar, right? Because we don't all have a ton of speed leads, at least not the good ones. So, well played, again, using your good champions, and then I guess he has to work on this Elder Scarred right here. Okay, let's keep going. With the clan boss, what kind of damage are we getting out of all this? Let me double check, right? It is the ghost here, so I assume we are on maybe more brutal Nightmare. Did he do a run today? He did not. Okay, so let's at least, Ultra Nightmare. Interesting. Let me grab this and look at the team. I'm not going to get rid of this stuff. Okay, so then we have maybe the Grandmaster chest. Interesting. So I'm not even sure what kind of runs he is getting, but I'm going to assume it's probably a 3-key Nightmare at least, and we'll look at the champions here real quick, right? So this will be Change to Frozen Banshee, decrease attack A1. We've got our heal, our sustain, our poisons right here, a little bit more poisons from Kale, and then we've got the Mausoleum Mage to kind of keep us going, as well as blocking, I assume, the stuns. All right, so I am going to predict this is roughly 3 keys. Definitely a 4-key Nightmare. I don't see this being, you know, lower than that. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he can confirm after, and I'll let you guys know in the description or in the comments below. Okay, so let's try, like an arena run real quick here? Why not, right? So this will be a little bit hard. We're in gold tier 4. Okay, so even though he is relatively slow, I think the combo is probably working very well. So that might lead to, you know, some perhaps confusion from the enemy teams, assuming he's weak, so they take him on. But if he's fast enough, gets the CC across, then he's good, right? So, all right, let's see. What kind of team can we take on? 113,000, but we do have a Rhodos and a Lysandra. This might be very rough, to handle. This right here, also a lot more player power, so this might be rough as well. Man, I don't know. What about this right here? Also very dangerous to take on. We've got this team right here. All right, This is a slow team, tanky team. We could run into some problems, but let's give it a shot, see what happens. We're relatively lower. Maybe we can get some CC across the board first, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. I hope this is not going to be a loss. If it is, I am sorry, mate. This is what ends up happening when I kind of go in blind. Okay, so we're going to speed boost, of course. Then we should go into this right here, right? We're gonna get some provokes. Can we get it? Okay, we got 3. Not too bad. Then we're gonna start trying to take down these tanky players. Then we're going to go into the shield and counterattack with the hit first, right? Okay, not bad. Then they put up the block buffs up, but they already have the provoke, and it's for 2 turns, which is not too bad. So let's start stripping them of those buffs if we can. Big heal from the Sile of the Drakes, so that's going to be a problem. We definitely want to try and take maybe her out first, or because she can res, you know what I mean? So she's pretty tanky. All right, let's keep going. Maybe with the Zargala we can kind of deal enough damage. So what do we got here? Decrease the turn meter, and he is about to go, and we have the affinity advantage, so let's do that on this guy, and he's pretty low, so let's see. Zargala, can you take him out? Boom, big hit, good job. We still have a provoke on the Sile of the Drake, so we might be good enough to not get her to res the Mausoleum Mage. We're gonna try and reduce the turn meter. I don't know if it happened. Then let's keep chipping away at this champ. This is going to be, we should have taken out the Altan actually. That would have been a little bit smarter. Okay. Sorry. Big hit right there from the Altan. Now we don't have any more CC, so this is a little bit of a problem. We have a weak affinity here with the Valkyrie. She is going to be a problem, this Sile of the Drakes right here. Okay, let's bring her back up. Boom. Turn meter increase. And now let's start. If she reses, this guy can res as well, right? So, okay, let's start working on this big guy instead, perhaps. Back into this big shield, counterattack, and then let's try and block the buffs. All right, not too bad. Now she's gonna res. He might as well. Let's see if we can reduce his turn meter. Nope, resisted. Big hit right there. Counterattack, the res. Oh man, this guy hits pretty hard. All right. We're gonna take this guy out and then boom. Take out a couple more. Nope, it did not quite work. Let's reduce his turn meter. She just went, so she's going to be on cooldown for a while. We're going to hope she's not booked, or else she's going to be reviving fast, and we don't want that. So let's instead remove some of these buffs. Okay, this is good. We did not get stunned. Oh yeah, we did get 1 stun. Okay, big hit here. Come on. Oh, that Sile of the Drakes is almost down. Take her out, and we're good. All right. Not too bad. So low player power, I didn't do one mistake there. I should have taken out perhaps that Altan a little bit earlier, but overall, this looks like a win. I like it. So good, solid team. Valkyrie is so good to have in any team. Umbral is so good as a dedicated CC champion. And look, he's using her at level 40, okay? So you guys can do this. Pay attention to these little things. They really matter. Avoid champion that has a 100% chance of placing a provoke for 2 turns. All right, so the last thing we could do is a dungeon run. This is going to be a long video, guys. I am sorry about this, but let's give it a shot. I mean, how long is it? About 2 minutes? All right, let's see. We do have the Arbiter now and there, so it's not exactly a perfect representation of what his teams were before, but let's let this run on auto and see how well it works. I love seeing a miscreated monster in action. Look at these huge shields, man. Like, it is so good. Even on a late account like myself, I would get a miscreated monster and I would definitely max him out, okay? If anything, he's going to be really good against the faction wars. Also, perhaps really good in the tag team arenas, right? I don't exactly need him for my tag team arena, but still, I would work on this guy, right? Even just for the faction wars, he's one of the best in slot champions for that. Same thing like with a Zargala. You know you're going to work on this champion if you get her because she's so good in faction wars. Arbiter as well, she's in there. Boom, we just lost our Arbiter. Okay, so this might be a little bit slower or some perhaps problems, but we'll see. Bad-El-Kazar, of course, also so good. Faction Wars, anywhere else, Clan Boss, like, you know, these are best in slots, so you will work on them. So if anything, as a free-to-play player, your job is to be patient, okay? If you don't have these champions, work on your best options for the time being, and just keep trying to do your best to accumulate your resources and those free shards. Eventually, you will hit big. It took 9 months to get my counterattack champion. I think it was 8 months, sorry, and then it took me 9 months to get to Arbiter because my counterattack champion made it possible. Okay, so don't go crazy trying to get the best champions, or, like, you know, hate yourself because you don't have a luck. It is all a game of RNG. So like I said, just be patient, guys, okay? Anyway, so this run is probably going to be somewhat of a success, right? In less than 2 minutes. We lost our Arbiter, but that's because she's only level 50. Eventually, this will be even faster. The Arbiter right here would be giving us the increased attack, which would be perfect for the Zargala, as well as helping out the Cold Heart to some extent. Okay, guys, so as soon as this finishes, I am going to let you guys go. As always, thank you so much for watching these videos. It really helps me out. Do not forget to sub, to like, leave a comment, let me know what you think about all this. And again, you know, don't hate the player because he got lucky and pulled these good champions. It's not his fault, right? He did his best with whatever he got, and yeah, he got lucky early on, and he was able to get Arbiter relatively fast. So, congrats to this player, and I will catch you guys later.